Bill Maher is an interesting guy. He used to be a stand-up comedian. He was okay. A lot of people didn't think he was very comedic, but then he had a television show called Politically Incorrect, and that was fairly popular. And at a certain point along the way, he got in trouble for something that he said. And so in current nomenclature, we call that being canceled. But he managed to make his way back via HBO onto a show that is called Real Time with Bill Maher. And I've talked about him here before, and it's weird because usually a broken clock is right twice a day, and Bill's starting to make a lot more sense nowadays. In fact, recently he had a monologue in the most recent version of his show that spoke to a lot of people on both sides of the aisle. And it's titled, Bill Maher Slams Higher Education as Grift and Likens It to Scientology. Of course, that's the title of the article, not exactly what he said, but to be honest with you, it's fairly descriptive. In fact, let's talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, hiss and foes, welcome to the Culture Casino!
If you look back to June 4th, or just a few days ago, you can find the article and deadline that we have right here. It says, again, the title being Bill Maher Slams Higher Education as a Grift and Likens It to Scientology. And a lot of people would have to agree with Bill. He said some very strong things about the education system and the fact that he doesn't want to pay higher taxes through the new plan that is being introduced by the current administration, mocking the fact that college students only spend about 5 hours a week studying, and they have huge, terrible course loads in sports marketing, advanced racist spotting, and You Owe Me an Apology 101. And I can't disagree with the things that he was talking about. He mentions microaggressions and so many other things in his monologue. And again, I believe these are at the end of the show. But he talks about how both sides see the current plan that's being put forward. Obviously, he says the right thinks about it as social engineering, which it is. I mean, if you're teaching, critical theory and stuff like that, while the left side sees schools as the answer to everything, which couldn't be farther from the truth. And he says that it's a racket, and it's a very, very expensive ticket to the upper middle class, where you're acquiring an awful lot of debt to start your very young life. And he points out that if you want to be a librarian, you have to have a master's degree to get an entry-level job filing books, which is ridiculous. You shouldn't need a degree at all for that. He also points out that the people who are going to school are, getting advantages in doing so, but at the same time, they're paying for those advantages. Well, on the other side of the equation are the people that are not going to college, and under the plan of the new administration will be saddled with the taxes to pay for these people going to school. Bill also points out that colleges have lazy rivers and other amenities for these students when really they should be there. The whole point of these educational institutions is to actually educate. Along the way, he comes up with, the Scientology line, and he's not wrong. You have to continue taking courses to maintain your position in certain industries. And to a certain point, that's just dumb. The world needs people that work on HVAC systems. They need plumbers, need auto mechanics, need people eventually who are going to repair robots. Those people just need training. They don't necessarily need a college degree to assemble or repair a robot in the future, which, believe me, that's, another career path that's on the way. And he also points out that people are entering these schools and exiting with worthless degrees that have to be rewarded in some way by these corporations, although he doesn't say it quite that way, with some kind of a job that essentially boils down to advanced racist spotting and You Owe Me an Apology. Well, Again, I call that the D&I department in these corporations. But the bottom line here is he shows that the educational institutions continue to charge more, and since the mid-70s, the cost of an education has gone up 500% for a bachelor's degree, which is ridiculous as compared to the rate of inflation. It's insane. He also goes on to point out that the number of A's that used to be handed out at a certain point in time, I believe it was the mid-70s, was about 15% of grades in colleges. Now it's much, much higher than that. Also, F's are being dropped down to the floor, as you can see here. It always bothers me that we have expected less from higher education over the course of, let's say, the last 25 years. It may have been longer than that, but that's as long as I've been paying attention, since it's about how far separated I am from my college years. So let's do this. Let's say that for another instance in the last few months, Bill Maher gets something right. And to paraphrase one of the things that Bill Maher was quoting from Lori Loughlin's daughter, he doesn't want to pay for the ability of these young people to party and get a college experience. And neither do I. Anyway, let's see what you think. Go ahead and leave your comments down below. Do you agree with Bill Maher? Do you agree with my assessment that, for once, Bill Maher, well, again, it's happening more than once. Again, finally, Bill Maher is coming around to something else we can all get behind, which is the idea that college doesn't solve everything. And while education may be the silver bullet, it's not necessarily college education, at least not in this country. And are you surprised Bill Maher's right? I think that's a good question to ask you as well. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video today. I know it was a short one. Be sure to check out other independent creators here on the platform. They certainly need your help. There is a criminally undersubbed creator out there who he makes incredibly wonderful content and is not getting credit. Nobody's seeing it, and you really should. It's 24/7 Fusion Media, and I'm going to put the link in the video here. Be sure to check this guy out and everything that he's doing, because it's awesome. Beyond that, I'll end the video the way I always do and say, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. It is. And until next time, bye. Hey there. One last quick note before I let you go, and before we make it to the end of this video. I, CultureCasino, have a brand new Teespring store. That's right, you can now go to Teespring, look up CultureCasino, or use the link in the video below, and pick out some handsome and beautiful CultureCasino merchandise with many different designs and styles and colors, many different items. I was actually surprised at all of the things that you could create. And I have some more designs and items on the way here shortly. But, if you want to support the channel in that way, there is some merch. Otherwise, here comes the ending. Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.